We met in the fall of 2011. She was going to school at Washburn and I was going to school at KU. And for the last 3.5 years, I've told everybody that we met at a KU K-State football game, but
up until last week when it actually broke the news to him that it was Northern Illinois. So that was.
We had some mutual friends, and we just met at a house party after the game. She claims that I cornered her and scared her for her number, but
talked my ear off.
She was really willing to give it to me.
Had no choice. Just did.
First date, I took Stacy to Orange Leaf. We spent a long time, a couple hours at Orange Leaf. And then I was like, hey, let's take Topeka Boulevard all the way back north, and I'm going to show her where I live, I'm going to show her high school, and little did I know she had an upset stomach.
It was actually one of the longest dates I've ever been on due to the fact that I am lactose intolerant. And I forgot to take my pill because he was talking my ear off, and I ate my ice cream, and so I'm just kidding.
I wasn't going to tell
But it's fine. And so then he wanted to drive around afterwards, and I was like slunched in the car with this huge stomach ache, and just talked my ear off and finally took me home. So one to remember.
I met Christine Robb first. We went to Blind Tiger, so that was kind of my first interview to see if it was okay if I met Gary and Jody, and I think I passed. And then the first time I met Jody, Christy, Stacy, and Jody drove up to Lawrence. We had our basketball game, and they came to Allen Fieldhouse, so that was the first time I met Jody. And then the first time I met Gary and JC was in Silver Lake. They were playing, Riley County was playing Silver Lake. And I was pretty nervous to meet Gary just because Stacy talks her dad up quite a bit. So I was pretty intimidating, but Gary was very, very friendly and welcoming. So it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be.
Yeah. Well, I got told that, or he was told I couldn't meet his family, or I had to meet his family first before all the friends met me. So the day I was supposed to meet his family was at actually the KU K-State game, football game, and he kept me behind the dumpster at the tailgate the whole time because his family wasn't there. So that was great. But the first time I met him, we just had dinner, and Michelle and Roger, they're just nice people, so it worked out, I guess. I could come back over, so there we are.
Meeting the friends. First time I met all of her friends was probably at the house she was living in Washburn. Mm-hmm. They threw just a little house party, and
Emily and Amber take full credit for our relationship, so he knew them from the get-go.
Her friends are pretty easy to get along with. They're not too intimidating. They embraced me pretty well. But I have a pretty close group of friends, and when I moved away, they really put Stacy under their wing. And
I don't think they could remember my name because my nickname is Denise, because they actually forgot that my real name is Stacy. So that stuck for 3.5 years. But yeah, when Myles moved away, the brothers have been nothing but great. So I guess they can stay around too.
When we first started dating, she knew that there's a potential possibility I could be moving away. So
not 17 hours away, but
we took advantage of as much time together as possible. She was living in Topeka and I was in Lawrence. I traveled quite a bit with basketball, and she was driving to and from Junction City every day. So pretty much any kind of free time we could find, we would.
Weekends.
One of us would drive to see the other, and both of our friends, we embraced each other really well. So both of our groups really clashed really well.
The brothers kind of eventually took me in as Denise, so. Well, he told me, I originally thought he was going to Wichita 2.5 years ago, and then I got a phone call saying, hey, guess what? I'm going to El Paso. So I think I said, "K," and hung up on him. Pretty much how that went
I got
down.
the silent treatment for a little while.
Yeah.
But as far as making it work, just a lot of commitment. You know, no matter how tired or how long the day had been or how stressful the day was, I got some pretty good advice that you have to set aside time to dedicate towards each other. So that really, technology anymore with FaceTime and texting and phone calls.
Yeah.
We spoke at least once a day.
Yeah, and then he came back for for what, a month maybe, and then
Temporarily.
we found out he was going to Atlanta, so that was fun.
So,
But it went well.
I learned pretty early on that I had to spend the day working with her dad on the farm. So once I got the courage up to call Gary and spend a full day on the farm, and I got his mom and dad's blessing, I knew that I wanted our families, both families, to be there. And so we kind of pulled a prank on, not a prank, but we kind of deceived Stacy. You know, who knows how long I'll be home and how often we'll all be able to get together. So after I recruited her sister's help and we told a couple lies, we got the entire
We did.
family home. And Stacy's family has been very spiritual leaders for me. And I've never said a pre-meal prayer to begin with. So that's when I did the proposal. All the families joined hands, and I was awfully nervous because obviously I've never proposed to anybody before, and I've also never said a premarital prayer to anybody before. So I was a little shaky, but it came out.
Yeah. It was in the middle of the prayer, actually, because he was praying about distance and for our families. And then all of a sudden he says my name, and I'm like, Myles, you're praying for me in front of my parents. Like, what are you doing? And then he did it, and I was just like, oh. It was a huge surprise, so.
Of course.
He did good.
She said, she didn't say yes, she said, of course.
He caught me off guard.